coming tonight and celebrating with us our 80th anniversary. Thank you. It's kind of hard to believe that the Better Business Bureau has been around that long. It actually started in 113 years ago. The basis of it was a group of businessmen got together. They wanted to champion conducting business in a truthful, honest. There's a lot of friends out there, so sorry if I smile and wave at people. I don't know if I want to do that political point thing, you know. So, but anyway, they started, basically, they wanted to champion truth in advertising. We're still dealing with those issues today. And unfortunately, scams, fraud, all those stuffs are still affecting businesses, they are affecting individuals, and we continue to work hard every day with that. But we couldn't do it without the over 3,000 accredited businesses that make that commitment every year to make a commitment to stay with us. So we're very, very excited tonight to induct our first 12 members to the Golden Torch, which are businesses that have been accredited for over 50 years. Let's give them. We're very fortunate to have almost all of those businesses in the room, and when we announce them later, you'll all know who they are. They're part of the fiber of this community. They're a part of what it means to be a city. When you hear about it, plumbers, heaters, unfortunately, funeral homes. These are all a part of life in the city, and I'm very proud to recognize them and thank them for their commitment to honesty and integrity. I would like to start by recognizing my staff. It's amazing to me that I meet people and they're surprised that we even have an office, that we even have people. And I'm like, yeah, well, I got 15 fantastic people that show up to work every day and continue to fight for the businesses and for the individuals in this community. And so I'd actually like to take a minute. A lot of them are actually pretty shy, but I'd like to take a minute and I'd like to ask my staff if you guys could just stand for a minute. I'd like everybody to give you a round of applause. So would you all please stand? Now don't sit down yet. Don't sit down yet. I'd also like their partners, their spouses, their family and friends who join them to also stand, because with their support, they're able to continue to do this job. Would you all please stand as well? And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize my wife, who's also standing over there, who spent our 19th anniversary yesterday doing registration for our event. So let me apologize. I owe you a dinner, so thank you very much. We also have an incredible board of directors. We have a past chairman here. We have our current chairman, our incoming chairman. Are all here, but we have a tremendous board. And so I'm going to ask actually my board if you would all stand for a moment. I'd like you to also be recognized. And before you guys sit down, we also have some past board members, some that have kind of retired out. Would you also stand? Thank you, Eddie. Cindy's around there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our board is comprised of business owners, and they volunteer to do this. They don't get paid. They don't get a stipend. They don't get anything for that. They show up and they do this work because they believe in it. So I thank them for allowing me to represent your organization. We'll also have some special guests in the house this evening. I'm going to kind of try and read them in alphabetical order by last name, if you're keeping score out there. Joining us is we have a representative from New Mexico, Senator Martin Heinrich's office. Also joining us is a representative from New Mexico Congresswoman Teresa Ledger Hernandez's office, who sent us a very nice message recognizing our 80th anniversary. Also a representative from New Mexico Senator Ben Ray Lujan's office, New Mexico Representative Melanie Stanberry's office, also a wonderful message. Congressman Gabe Vasquez's office as well. In the House, and I'm not going to make you guys stand, we will have some guest speakers coming up a little bit from this group. New Mexico State Representative Cynthia Borrego is in the House. New Mexico State Senator Craig Brandt's going to talk. In a few minutes. Also, New Mexico State Representative Joshua Hernandez is in the House. Coming up a little bit later, Rio Rancho Mayor Greg Hull is in the House. The New Mexico Office of Veterans Affairs Deputy Cabinet Secretary Eric James is in the House. And that's very important for us because we're going to recognize former President and CEO Brian Baca for his contribution to this organization and contribution to the state by awarding our first Brian Baca Memorial Award here in a little bit. Also representative from Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller's office. We received a nice proclamation yesterday from the city of Albuquerque. Also speaking a little bit later, Albuquerque City Council member Luis Sanchez. Joining us is actually somebody from a representative from International Association of Better Business Bureaus. So those of you who may not be completely aware, but there's 95 BBBs in North America, and we actually have a member from Albuquerque that serves on the national organization. That's Victoria Carons in the House as well. So we're really excited. We have a lot of dignitaries in, but I also want to also recognize the representation of some of the chambers of commerce that we have in the room. Now, a lot of people sometimes feel like, oh, well, we're kind of in competition with each other, or even that the chambers are in competition with each other. There's nothing wrong with being in the Rio Rancho chamber and also being in the Albuquerque chamber. There's nothing wrong with going back and forth across the river, okay, guys? We should be way over that by now. We have 3 bridges, right? So, in the House, we have representation from the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce. That's a noisy group over there. From the American Indian Chamber of Commerce, the Black Chamber of Commerce. Okay, so now let's see if we can beat the Hispano. The Rio Rancho Chamber of Commerce. All right, it's kind of unfair because we're kind of in their house. So also representation from the Santa Fe Chamber and the Valencia County Chamber. There's also a couple of special people I just want to recognize, and then I'm going to let you guys have your dinner. Enjoy your dinner, and then we'll actually start the awards and a couple of guest speakers. But in the House is the President and CEO of Leadership New Mexico, Diego Espinoza. If you haven't had a chance to do that program, you absolutely should. I just finished the cohort from the last class and blows my mind. As a matter of fact, I'm going to digress for just a minute. How much did you guys enjoy the mariachis and the Native American dancers? I mean, how can you not love New Mexico? I mean, that was the whole goal, is how do we immerse ourselves in why we do this, why we live here. So I thought that was tremendous. Thank you for an extra round of applause there. Also in the House, Executive Director of the New Mexico Automotive Industry Alliance, Mark Powell. I think Mark's getting a drink. Okay, all right. And also in the House, President of the Executive Women's International of Albuquerque, Catherine, I'm going to mess it up again, Chaya. I got it, all right. So I want y'all to enjoy yourself. Dinner's going to be served, and I hope you enjoy yourself. Oh, the silent auction is going to be open till 7:30, so please go out there and bid up the items, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
In 1945, as World War II came to a close and America entered a new era of growth, a small but powerful idea took root here in New Mexico. That trust matters. That doing the right thing matters. This is the story of the Better Business Bureau of New Mexico, an organization built on integrity, committed to fairness, and fueled by one purpose: to advance trust in the marketplace. At the time, New Mexico was experiencing a commercial boom. With rapid development and new industries growing, a new kind of challenge emerged. How could honest businesses stand apart? And how could consumers know who to trust? Enter the Better Business Bureau.
And the BBB has the same type of philosophy in serving our community, both our business members and the consumers, and making sure that there is integrity in the business practices of your accredited businesses. And so that flows through, and again, to the consumers and having trust in what you do. It is the foundation of who we are at French, is to have integrity in everything that we do. We know that people are coming to us when they are extremely vulnerable, and we do not ever want to take advantage of a family. We want to make sure that we are completely transparent and that we walk them through the difficult time that they're having on a regular basis. We are the only funeral home in the state of New Mexico to have received the Business and Ethics Award as well. That is how highly we believe that integrity is part of our core being as a company.
Today, the BBB is more than a name. It's a community partner, hosting free shred days to prevent identity theft, presenting ethical business awards that recognize outstanding leadership, offering cybersecurity expos and fraud prevention tools, and serving as a trusted guide for thousands of consumers and businesses across New Mexico and the Southwest Colorado region.
And I think that people can go to Business Bureau and see for themselves that Bobby J's Yamaha is probably of a company that they want to do business with. Yeah, it's been great. I think Bobby J's Albuquerque has always kind of, put the customer first and give people a good experience while purchasing or getting service on your motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides. And I don't think Santa Fe had that. So it's been really welcoming to come up to Santa Fe and be embraced by the community, and a lot of people being really happy that we're there. So yeah, it's going to be a good thing overall for sure.
Established in 1945, the BBB of New Mexico opened its doors with a simple mission: to be a bridge of trust between businesses and the public. For decades, the BBB has been a strong and powerful force, advocating for ethical business practices, educating the public, and helping resolve disputes with transparency and fairness.
We choose to be accredited with the BBB because we believe that it helps to build trust between our company and our existing and potential customers. When there's an issue, and sometimes there are, the Better Business Bureau helps us to resolve those issues, and they help us to build trust with our customers. Well, it means to me that my dad and my grandpa made a lot of really good decisions, including becoming accredited years and years ago. And I'm just lucky that I can follow and learn from them. I would absolutely recommend it to other businesses because it means building trust with the community.
As we celebrate 80 years of trust in New Mexico, we reflect not only on where we've been, but where we are going. A future where trust, transparency, and integrity continue to be at the heart of every interaction. Where businesses thrive by doing the right thing, where consumers are empowered, and where the BBB continues to be your partner every step of the way.
So I hope you could hear some of that. I want to thank my crew, Andreas Trujillo and Spencer, for putting that together. It's a lot of pride. It's great to have had the opportunity to sit down with some of these business owners and share that with you. We also just received this a little earlier today, message from Senator Martin Heinrich.
Hi, I'm Senator Martin Heinrich, and I'm honored to join you in celebrating 80 years of the Better Business Bureau here in New Mexico. The Better Business Bureau's mission centers around one main value: trust. And for 80 years, the Bureau has helped customers know which businesses they can trust with their hard-earned money. And they've helped give businesses the resources they need to become trustworthy enterprises. Right now, we need trust more than ever before, because it is no secret that the economy is tight. Many families are living paycheck to paycheck to put food on the table, keep the lights on in their homes, and pay the rent. Every dollar is a choice, a decision of trust, to make a purchase and know it will be worth the investment. The Better Business Bureau in New Mexico plays an important role in helping hardworking New Mexicans know which businesses are worth their money and which aren't. And a lot of the time, it's New Mexico's small businesses that are most worthy of that trust. 99% of businesses in New Mexico are small businesses, and they often rely on loyal customer bases that come back again and again. By letting potential customers know that they can trust these small businesses, the Bureau has helped these small businesses grow. As of today, the Better Business Bureau has accredited 2,676 businesses in our state. But it goes far beyond just accreditation. The Bureau works with the community to educate both consumers and businesses to champion trustworthy economic behavior. From the Bureau's Scam Tracker, which can help customers identify scams and avoid losing their money, to their Get a Quote program, which helps potential customers compare different businesses for the service that they're looking for. The Better Business Bureau helps businesses thrive while protecting consumers. So thank you for the work that you do to support a strong, ethical business community across our state. Congratulations on 80 years.
It's really nice to receive accolades from the work that we do, because sometimes it's lonely, sometimes it's hard, sometimes you have to make that phone call, and we do the best we can to mediate on both sides and be a voice for both parties in a transaction. So it's wonderful. I wanted to, we're going to go into actually recognizing the Brian Baca Memorial Award, but before we do that, his family is here. It means a lot to me. Thank you, Penny, for being here. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you for the family. I wanted to offer the microphone for a few minutes. If anybody from your group would like to come up and share a little bit, and I'm not pointing you at you, Patrick. So we kind of have a plan here. So, but I want to give you guys that opportunity to come up and talk about Brian. I am here today because Brian asked me to join the board of directors, and so he's very special to me. So thank you so much.
My name is David Baca, and I'm Brian's brother. I was not expecting at all to speak tonight, but Patrick always gets stuck doing it, so I'll take the job. So I would be remiss if I didn't speak about my brother. Because you all knew him as a businessman, you knew him as a soldier, you knew him as the president of the Better Business Bureau, but he was a family man. He was the proud husband of Penny, who is sitting out here tonight, and Brianne and Patrick and Lindsay and Sydney, his kids, and most proudly, it's funny how things work, right? You know, Brian retired after putting all those years in the National Guard, retired at the rank of colonel. I don't know if anybody knew that, but served his country, and then went on to work for the Better Business Bureau. And when he got sick, I got the chance to spend a lot of time with him. I would go to chemo with him and sit with him. And one day he sat there, and as you know, Brian, if anybody knows Brian can he's a man of few words. And he just looked at me and said, "I don't understand." Because he loved his grandchildren and was so looking forward to spending time watching his grandkids. Never mind how proud he was of his own children, but his grandkids were I've never seen my brother's eyes light up when he saw, like they did when he saw his grandchildren. And he said, "It's just not fair." So I'm saying that because I want you guys to know that part of Brian, the brother, the man I looked up to my entire life. Brian was a lot older than I was. I was a young kid in the house. My parents had 7 children. And just looking up to this superhuman being my whole life. He was a brother, so I'll just leave it at this. He was a son. He was a husband. He was a father. He was a grandfather. He was a brother. He was a friend. Yeah, he was a huge part of the Better Business Bureau in the community. And he was a soldier. And that's how we all knew him. And there's a lot of people sitting over here at the table that worked with Brian and knew him the same way throughout his National Guard career. And a lot of people that worked for the Better Business Bureau and worked with him on a daily basis. So I'll just say that we miss Brian, and it's a great honor. Thank you to the Better Business Bureau for honoring him tonight, because his memory will live on. Thank you.
So it's only fitting that we would have the tribute. I mean, his life was total service. And when he decided to retire, likewise, it was going to be in service to his family. So definitely a role model. We also have some people that was with him actually in his service duty. Would Brigadier General Fox like to come speak? I mean, would you like a couple of words? Thank you.
It's kind of hard to follow David. Brian was truly an individual that I admired. I've knew Brian for years. I almost felt like I was part of the Baca family. I mean, we lived close together. But Brian and General Baca and I have spent thousands of miles running together. And trust me, when you run 20,000 miles with someone, you get to know them. And you share everything. But Brian was all the things David said. Brian was someone that we all wish we could be. And I mean that sincerely. He loved his family. Gosh, he loved the Dallas Cowboys. I could never get over that. I just, I went to Penny and Brian's house one time and it was decorated in Dallas Cowboy. I hope you took it down when football season was over. But I simply want to say to all of you, I can't think of another human being more deserving of this honor. Brian loved New Mexico. He loved the Better Business Bureau. He loved what he did. He loved his family. And I can honestly say he loved everybody in this room. His heart was bigger than the state of New Mexico. And thank you so much for recognizing that great human being, that the world is a little smaller place because he's no longer with us. Thank you very much.
All right, the Brian Baca Memorial Award honors veteran-owned businesses that exemplify outstanding ethical practices, leadership, and community impact, named in memory for former BBB New Mexico and Southwest Colorado President and CEO Brian Baca. This inaugural award celebrates the unique contributions of veterans in business and the community to advance trust in the marketplace. The honoring veterans in business, recognizing veteran-owned businesses that embody ethical practices and inspire marketplace trust. I'd like to ask Senator Brandt to come up, say a few words. We do have a chair here if you want to use it. Thank you, Senator Brandt.
Thank you. You know, it's such an honor to be here today and to be a part of giving out this award as a veteran myself, a disabled veteran, one who has had a small business in the past. This is very fitting for me to be able to stand here and present this award. You know, Spencer told me I had about 30 minutes to speak. And I just I would normally be able to do that with no problem, but I can't really stand very well right now, and so I'm going to keep this short tonight. So I'm sorry. I do apologize for that. I know you guys were looking forward to a very long speech tonight, but it's such an honor. The Better Business Bureau. When I was young and just got married, I bought my first brand new automobile in Albuquerque. I'm not going to tell you the dealership, although they've been defunct for years. But I made a mistake in buying that automobile. I didn't check with the Better Business Bureau. And it wasn't too long after that I realized I probably should have, because they were not a very trustworthy dealership. And, I learned from that as I got a little bit older, and we came back to New Mexico after my years in the service. And, anytime I use anyone for business, if I don't know them personally, if I don't know whether or not they're a good business, I get on the computer and I look up, not Google, the Better Business Bureau. And I look up what's their rating, what's their, how many complaints have been made against them, have they been resolved, right? And I think that's one of the big differences, David, between the Better Business Bureau and Google. Anyone can go on Google and leave a bad review. Google doesn't care. They don't go back and check it. They don't do any research. They don't mitigate with the business and the customer to make sure that it's resolved. But you do, right? And that's why I know if they have put their mark on that business, if they have said that business is trustworthy, I know I can go to that business and I can trust that business. If I'm going to hire a contractor, it's one of the first places I'm going to look. I might look to the state to see if they actually have a license. A lot of them don't. But I'm sure you check that before you even let them join the Better Business Bureau. So there's important things and there's huge differences. A lot of times we get lazy and we just look at what Google says. I do reviews sometimes on Google when I go to different restaurants and different businesses. But how do they know whether or not I'm being truthful? And that's, I think, is a huge difference and why the Better Business Bureau is so important and is still so important today. Is because they do that research. They work with that business. Maybe the business is having some trouble with community, with customer service. Well, they're going to go and work with that business and help them and make them a better business for our community. We tried, we have worked, you can consider this a good thing or a bad thing, but I've been in the Senate for 13 years now. I'm pretty sure that's about 13 too long. But, during that 13 years, we've tried to do everything we can to protect business in New Mexico. And one of the things I'm most proud of is over the last few years, we've been able to kill what I think would be a very business-killing bill in New Mexico, and that's the Paid Family Medical Leave Act. And I had the privilege of being a part of the Senate Finance Committee this last session, where we hopefully put a final nail in that coffin, but I wouldn't count it. That's one of those things we're going to have to continue to work on. But that bill passing would harm every business in this room and every business in this state. So we have to continue to show up for businesses, to fight for businesses, to keep making New Mexico more and more of a business-friendly state. There are some ways that we're very friendly. There are other ways that we fall well short. Now, I will tell you one area that our state is very good is we're really good to our veterans. We have a lot of benefits that our veterans get in the state, especially disabled veterans like myself. We have probably, I think, the most benefits of any state for disabled veterans. And then this last year, and we had the Veteran Service Organization at our office last Wednesday. And one of the things that we had so many constituents come in for was to get that park passed. And that's one of the things, that was the last benefit that we did and gave to the veterans in our state. It's a very veteran-friendly state. But we've got to become more of a business-friendly state, especially when it comes to some other areas. Medical is one of those huge areas. We have got to be better about being more business-friendly. But I really want to get back to this and what the important part of this is. And the eligibility for the Brian Baca Memorial Award is open for profit, 501c3, and 501c6 nonprofit organizations of all sizes located within New Mexico service area, the state of New Mexico, and the 10 counties in southwest Colorado. David, are you ready for me to give the name? Okay. Are you guys ready for the name of who's going to get this award? All right. So the award winner for the 2025 Brian Baca Memorial Award is Triskelon Group of New Mexico.
Well, thank you very much. I think Brian would be proud with that decision. All right. So the other thing before we get to our 12 golden torches, we also wanted to set out and recognize that we're not just an organization that recognizes, older businesses that have been in business for a while, but to be a champion of businesses that are startup businesses. Those businesses are starting in a very challenging time. There's been a lot of businesses that start up based on fraud, different things. Basically like fireworks, went up big, boom, took a lot of people with them. So we want to start by championing businesses that are startups that are 5 years or less. And we call them the Ignite Entrepreneurship Awards. We have 6 finalists in the house. We're actually giving out 5 tonight, so I apologize for the one that didn't quite make it. But they all worked hard, and it was a very tough decision. But I'd like to ask City Councilman Luis Sanchez come up and give us a few words before we give out that award.
Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate being here. It's just such an honor to be in this company. I'm a small business owner as well, and I understand the struggles. And this award that's going to be coming up next is one of the most amazing awards because it takes so much to just reach that 5-year mark and to make it happen. Every one of us has to deal with the perseverance and all the questions. You're questioning yourself. Did I do the right thing? Did I spend the money in the right way? Did I make the decisions that I need to make? And if you second guess yourself too much without keeping that goal in mind, you could end up as one of those businesses that doesn't make it. So I just want to say thank you so much for every single person that's in here who's a business owner, because everybody in here who's a business owner understands what it takes to persevere past those heartaches, past the tough times, when you think that it's not going to happen, and then all of a sudden you get a break, and that break puts you over the edge. And then the next thing you know is you're doing well. And guess what happens after you're doing well? You get to give back to the community. You get to help people. You get to keep them in and mentor them and bring them up as well. So every single person in here I know has done that. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart because it means so much. A little story about me, retired Albuquerque police officer, 26 years. I'm a small business owner and actually a city councilor now. So every single thing that you do means something. And with that, I get to read a proclamation from City Council. City Council proclamation honoring the 80th anniversary of the Better Business Bureau. Congratulations on your 80th. Whereas for 80 years, the Better Business Bureau has been a pillar of trust in our community, standing up for fairness, honesty, and accountability in the marketplace. And whereas the Better Business Bureau, serving New Mexico and Southwest Colorado, has worked tirelessly to protect customers, support small business, and promote ethical practices right here in Albuquerque. Whereas the Better Business Bureau has helped countless residents and entrepreneurs navigate challenges, avoid scams, and build relationships based on transparency and integrity. Whereas in today's fast-paced digital world, the BBB's mission is more vital than ever, reminding us that trust is not just good business, it's the foundation of a strong and thriving community. Whereas on the 80th anniversary, we recognize the incredible service of the Better Business Bureau's leadership, staff, and volunteers who continue to champion ethical commerce across the city and region. Now, therefore, I, City Councilor Luis Sanchez, on the behalf of the Albuquerque City Council, do hereby recognize and celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Better Business Bureau and extend our deepest appreciation for the continued commitment to building a better, more trustworthy marketplace for all. City Council, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you, everyone.
So I wanted to take a moment. We actually have a message from Ben-Ray Lujan.
Hello, everyone. Senator Ben-Ray Lujan here. I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person as I'm in Washington, D.C., but I did want to take a moment and say congratulations on 80 years of serving New Mexico. That's 80 years of helping families make insured decisions, ensuring businesses are held to a high standard, and building trust in the marketplace, all of which are essential for a strong local economy. The Better Business Bureau has been a trusted partner for decades, helping New Mexicans navigate an increasingly complex world. That kind of trust is the foundation of a strong economy. And it's something I fight to strengthen every day in the United States Senate. As a member of the Senate Finance Committee, I work directly on tax, trade, and economic policies that impact New Mexico families and businesses. And through my role on the Commerce, Agriculture, Indian Affairs, and Budget Committees, I'm focused on delivering the federal investments and support that communities across our state need to thrive. I'll work with anyone, Democrats, Republicans, and independents to get things done for New Mexico. That's how I pass bills into law. Throughout my time in the Senate, I've worked to deliver federal investments to every corner of New Mexico, strengthening public safety and infrastructure like roads, bridges, water, wastewater, right here in central New Mexico, to expanding support for small businesses. Having dependable and accurate information for local businesses is vital in today's fast-moving consumer economy. You provide more than just information. You provide peace of mind. These are the kinds of investments that help small businesses grow, support families, and strengthen the local economy from the ground up. The same mission the Better Business Bureau has carried forward for generations. We know that when marketplace trust is high, local economies thrive. From first-time entrepreneurs to legacy businesses, the Better Business Bureau has helped level the playing field, proving that when you work hard and play by the rules, you deserve the chance to succeed. So thank you for 80 years of service to New Mexico. I'm proud to celebrate this milestone with you, and I look forward to everything you'll continue to accomplish in the years ahead. Here's to 80 more.
Well, thank you very much for indulging us with that. But it seems only fitting that we are in Rio Rancho's backyard, somewhere between Bernalillo and Rio Rancho. Like to have Mayor Greg Holt come up. He's got a few words about the Better Business Bureau's 80th anniversary.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I think I got a proclamation in here too. It's going to sound a whole lot like Louis. I remember being having my first small business and packing and shipping company. And the funny thing was, when one of my customers came up and they weren't real happy, they said, "I'm going to call the BBB," and I said, "No, let's not get hasty here, okay? Because I'm just saying, it could, this could get out of hand real quick if the BBB comes, knocking on my door." But no, we learned, we gleaned a lot of information from the BBB when I was opening a small business here in Albuquerque, packing shipping company that we ran for 12 years. And we were proud to have a lot of support from them for their small business development and growth. And as a former small business owner, I understand how critical small businesses are to not just local communities, but to the state of New Mexico. And I'm very proud of what the BBB has done. They really uphold standards and integrity to make sure they hold businesses accountable, and to make sure that consumers are protected and getting treated properly. And we need agencies like this to hold businesses accountable, but to help grow and foster those businesses so that they're open, honest, and transparent with the people that they're serving. So it's a critical service. So with that, I just want to say on behalf of the City of Vision, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Better Business Bureau on reaching 80 years of outstanding service. For 8 decades, excuse me, the BBB has been instrumental in fostering trust and integrity between businesses and our community, helping to educate consumers and uphold ethical standards. Your leadership in recognizing excellence through programs like the Ignite Awards, Golden Torch, and Veteran Business Honors has inspired countless of entrepreneurs and upheld our region's reputation for quality and accountability. As Rio Rancho continues to grow, we cherish partnerships like the BBB, who support a flourishing, trustworthy local business environment. And so I want to say thank you for your legacy of integrity, community engagement, and unwavering commitment to excellence. With that, I will read the proclamation from Rio Rancho. Better Business Bureau 80th anniversary. Whereas for 80 years, the Better Business Bureau has been a trusted resource for consumers and businesses, fostering an ethical marketplace built on trust and transparency. And whereas the BBB has played a vital role in protecting consumers from fraud, promoting best practices, and ensuring accountability. And whereas through accreditation, education, and dispute resolution, the BBB has strengthened communities and empowered individuals to make informed decisions. And whereas the BBB, serving New Mexico and Southwest Colorado, has worked diligently to support businesses, educate consumers, especially in rural areas, and partner with local organizations to promote fair competition and financial literacy. And whereas on this milestone, 80th anniversary, it is fitting to recognize and commend the Better Business Bureau for its dedication to trust, ethics, and service in the marketplace. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Gregory D. Hill, Mayor of the City of Rio Rancho, do hereby extend congratulations and appreciation to the Better Business Bureau on its 80th anniversary, with gratitude for its service to businesses and consumers in Rio Rancho and throughout New Mexico and Southwest Colorado. Congratulations. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, I'll give you the honor of reading the first. Let's see here. Okay, this is the first I'm seeing this document, so let's see where. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, 2025 Ignite Award for Entrepreneurship winners. The first winner that we're going to recognize tonight is Spire Electric LLC. Next, we have Global Give-A-Book. Where are you? All right. Congratulations.
So we have a special one that we don't want to get a bunch of fingerprints on for them to take them. So we're using this kind of fake one back and forth. So just so you figure out what we're up to.
I'm sorry, we're going to need that back. We could only afford one. No. Congratulations.
Just thinking maybe we should start a comedy show.
I was going to say, we've got a good comedy show going here. We'll be here all week. This is our early show, so stick with us. The more drinks you have, the funnier we get. You can just say. Next up, we have Square Root Services. Come on up. Congratulations.
See, he was young. You see that?
Yes.
And not like us.
Right.
Young.
Right. Well, you start a business when you're young, and it makes us old. It takes a lot there. All right, our next recognition this evening goes to Gilco Solutions, LLC. Somebody from Gilco here? Oh, they didn't make it this evening. Okay. All right. We'll make sure they get their award there. There we go. Photoshop it in there. There we go. Right. And our final recipient this evening that we're going to recognize is Tico. Tico. Am I saying that right? Tico. There we go. Tyco. Sorry. Pronouncing that Y wrong. Tyco.
Thank you, Mayor Hull. We appreciate that. So did we have a budget for all 12 golden torches? I'm just curious after that. All right, they're ignoring me. So anyway, it is my honor to recognize 12 businesses that have been accredited for over 50 years, and they also made possible this evening. Through their service, through their good work, through everything they do. I'd like to start off by recognizing French Funerals and Cremations. You guys could come up. Alice is immediate past president or chairman of our board, and they do tremendous work and had a lot of involvement over the years on our board. Oh, this one's in gray. Okay, all right. So this one's not yours, but it's okay. So we're also apparently trying to keep the show going. So there's that. But the French Funerals and Cremations established January 1st, 1907, accredited July 1st, 1967. So thank you all for your commitment to honesty and integrity. So we're going to ask all 12 of the recipients to do a photograph together too. So next, we'd like to actually recognize Gallus Chevrolet, established January 1st, 1940, accredited since May 1st of 1912. And coming with us is a former board member, Eddie Espinoza, is joining us. Now, I grew up a big, just so you all know, I grew up a big racing fan, the Unzers being here, and of course, Al Unzer Jr., who is my personal hero as a young race car driver. Was never really very good, but to actually see him win his first Indy 500 in a car that was built, co-built, and co-designed by Gallus was a big deal. So thank you so much, and it was an honor to be in your presence. Thank you. Also like to recognize, and this is what I was talking about, a community. Community, you always need a roofer, right? I mean, the roofer's been the #1 search for 9 months straight. We get over 5,000 searches on BBB.org every month for a roofing company. It's a perfect example of the value of being in the Better Business Bureau, because our businesses make a commitment, and we check them on a regular basis. We vet them, re-vet them, and our businesses actually make the commitment to do the right thing. They're not intimidated into it. They do it. But this is a real family affair, and I'd like to have the Goodrich family, Johnny, Nick, whoever wants to come up and accept this. Goodrich Roofing, established January 1st, 1946, been accredited since September 1st, 1967. Both Nick and Johnny have also served on our board of directors. Did I mention I'm a car guy? All right. So our next recipient is a business called House of Covers. Now, House of Covers, come on up, House of Covers. Established April 1st, 1972, been accredited since September 1st, 1975. And of course, they take care of mobile works of art. They do a lot of custom work and able to keep cars going, and their work on soft tops and different stuff like that. So it's my pleasure to present this. So this is probably one of the biggest names most people recognize. A lot of people moved to New Mexico because of health reasons, and to recognize Loveless Health Systems, established January 1st, 1922, been accredited since June 1st, 1968. And of course, I remember, the NASA and pilots coming and everything, and what Loveless was, the beacon on the hill. Take Ridgecrest up the hill, and that's where you found Loveless. Oh. All right. It's my honor to recognize his next Golden Torch for actually being the longest continuously accredited business in Albuquerque. Robert B. Gibson Auto Sales. I am so glad that you decided to join us tonight. Established January 1st, 1944, accredited since December 1st, 1965. Her father would have been proud. All right, so I think I'm out of fingers, so we must be getting close to the end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another piece of paper. So I'm such an old guy that I like to print on one side of a piece of paper, so these guys messed me up by printing on the back side. So I may be doing this out of order. I have no idea. But I'd like to acknowledge the next recipient. And this definitely goes, been a long time. You're looking for a couch, you're looking for a mattress, the best place to go. And it was amazing to watch you guys take down the building on Carlisle and Manal. I've been there for like ever. But I'd like to recognize American Home Furniture and Mattress. Established April 1st, 1936, accredited since January 1st, 1986, and Robert Raymer happens to be our current chairman of the board. And also American Home also is one of our key sponsors for this evening. I'd like to also recognize First National 1870 Bank for being one of our bronze sponsors, as well as New Mexico Automotive Industry Alliance. Now, in case you're wondering, am I starting to get a little slow or what's going on? They changed their name last year. It took me 3 years to get the other one right, and now they changed it. I think they did that just to upset me. And also Peltier, Gustafson, and Miller for your support of this event as a bronze sponsor. And thank you, Cindy, for all your years of serving on the board. I think it was over 20. So thank you so much. And I think I did the math, and I think you've been gone 2 years, like in September. So it hadn't been as long as we thought, but thank you so much for that. All right, I'd like to recognize B. Carlson Heating and Air Conditioning. They were established March 1st, 1971, and been accredited since May 1st, 1973. Do we have... Oh, here's Gary. All right. Mentioned I'm a car guy, right? I also like motorcycles. And this is really super cool. I'd like to recognize Bobby J's Yamaha, established March 1st, 1954, accredited since October 1st, 1967. And the cool thing about it too, come on up, Keith. 3rd generation. I bought my first motorcycle, Bobby J's, about 5 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. It was about like 55 years ago. But they've been the longest continuing operated Yamaha dealer in the country, right here in Albuquerque. Step over here. All right. I spent a lot of time when I first joined the board sitting with Bernie Butterfield. So it's actually my honor to recognize Butterfield Jewelers for being accredited for over 50 years. Established October 1st, 1923, 1928, been accredited since December 1st, 1967. Teresa in the house? Oh, must not have made it tonight. That's okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. So I can see why we decided to do that, because I think I've got fingerprints all over this thing now. So, which, of course, they could CSI it and find out if I got anything when I was younger or something. Okay, not that funny as the president of the Better Business Bureau. Oh well, I'll remember that one. All right, so we also have another plumbing company that we're going to recognize. Donner Plumbing and Heating, established January 1st, 1971. Been accredited since May 1st, 1975. Were they able to make it tonight? All right, unable to make it this evening. All right, and for our final, I think we're at 12. Our final Golden Torch this evening is Rogers and Company, established January 1st, 1946, accredited since November 1st, 1975. Jeff Watson, you in the house. So here he is. Now, Rogers and Company doesn't necessarily tell you what they do, but they're a pump and supply company in the South Valley. Been providing tremendous work down there for years. Thank you so much for coming out, Jeff. All right, so if I could ask all of our recipients to go over there and do one group photo with the 11 of you, I'd appreciate it. While we're doing that, we're going to get ready to wrap it up, but we wanted to share another message, and this one is from Congresswoman Teresa Ledger Hernandez.
Hello, I'm Congresswoman Teresa Ledger Fernandez, representing the beautiful and beautifully diverse 3rd Congressional District of Nuevo Mexico. And I'm honored to join you, even if virtually, to celebrate 80 years of the Better Business Bureau serving New Mexico and Southwest Colorado. I'm impressed. Since 1945, the Better Business Bureau has helped build the foundation of something we all value deeply: trust. Trust between businesses and the communities they serve. Trust that when we spend our hard-earned dollars, we're treated fairly and honestly. Trust that good business means doing right by all your neighbors. That legacy continues today through your unwavering commitment to accountability, transparency, and ethical leadership. You stood as a guidepost for consumers and a beacon for businesses. And for that, we are all deeply grateful. I was a small business owner before my election. I know what it's like to meet payrolls, sign checks, pay that lease. But since COVID, small businesses across our states have faced unprecedented challenges almost every day. But having someone there to help makes these challenges feel surmountable. So congratulations as well to this year's inaugural Golden Torch Award recipients. Each of you have dedicated at least 50 years to earning the trust and accreditation of the Better Business Bureau. Congratulations also to the entrepreneurs and veteran-owned businesses being honored tonight. Your innovation, service, and integrity inspire us. Thank you to the Better Business Bureau for leading with purpose for 80 years. Here's to the next 80. Felicidades y muchísimas gracias.
And we have one last message for the evening, and then I actually can read out the numbers of the people that won in the silent auction. So last message is from Melanie Stansberry.
Hi everyone, I'm Melanie Stansberry and I am deeply proud to represent New Mexico's 1st Congressional District, and I want to wish the Better Business Bureau of New Mexico and Southwest Colorado a happy 80th birthday. For 80 years, the BBB has been protecting consumers from fraud and ensuring companies are transparent and ethical. They provide consumers with tools they need to make smarter decisions like up-to-date business profiles, scam trackers, and educational outreach. Not to mention, the Better Business Bureau is a champion for small businesses through programs like the BBB Ignite Award, which celebrates our small businesses that embody character, culture, and community. The BBB also provides small businesses with helpful tools for success, like trust-building tools and consumer engagement. The BBB has been integral to building trust between businesses and the public with honesty, transparency, and responsiveness. And that BBB accredited business designation is a badge of honor for businesses and a guiding light for consumers. So cheers and happy birthday to another 80 years of protecting the public and holding businesses accountable.
So I'd like to give a very special thank you to the Albuquerque Journal for their involvement in this insert, in which we were actually able to recognize all over 3,000 businesses we have in our service area for their years of service in here. Plus, there's some really good articles in here about some of the businesses that we talked about this evening. So there's some additional copies on the way out. Please pick it up and maybe take a look at that. All right, so I've got numbers of the silent auction winners, and so you'll be able to go and pick those up on the way out. So numbers 45, 52, 68, 72, 97, 99, 108, 114, 116, 216, 239, 343, 344, 349, 404, 447, and 488. You were all winners this evening. We got another video from Gabe Vasquez, so we're going to play that. And Robert, can I ask you to come up?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Congressman Gabe Vasquez, and tonight we're celebrating an incredible milestone in our community. 80 years of the Better Business Bureau of New Mexico and Southwest Colorado. For 8 decades, the Better Business Bureau has helped bring trust and accountability to our marketplace. From the small businesses in Las Cruces, to family-run shops in Silver City, to hardworking entrepreneurs in Farmington and Durango, the Better Business Bureau has stood beside them every step of the way. In my district, we talk a lot about rebuilding trust, not just in our institutions, but in our communities. And that's exactly what the Better Business Bureau does. It's not a government agency, it's not political. It's a nonprofit, mission-driven organization that puts people first. It empowers consumers, protects them from fraud, and helps businesses earn their reputation the right way. That matters, especially here in New Mexico, where we take pride in our word, where a handshake still means something, and where small businesses are the backbone of our economy. The Better Business Bureau has helped countless businesses grow by giving them the tools that they need, whether it's dispute resolution, online trust tools, or just being there when things go wrong. And they've helped build a marketplace where consumers can shop with confidence, knowing that someone's got their back. They've also moved with the times, investing in digital trust tools and modern resources for today's marketplace, while staying grounded in the values that matter most: honesty, transparency, and fairness. The Better Business Bureau has also built strong partnerships with law enforcement, schools, media, and civic organizations to keep our community safe, informed, and connected. In a region as diverse and widespread as ours, that kind of collaboration is essential. As your congressman, I see firsthand how important trust is, whether we're talking about government, business, or the everyday decisions families are making to get by. And I'll continue to support organizations like the Better Business Bureau that work to make our economy fairer, stronger, and more responsive to the needs of everyday Americans. So tonight, I want to say thank you to the entire Better Business Bureau team, past and present, for 80 years of service to our region. Here's to many more years of supporting our small businesses, protecting consumers, and continuing to be a force of good in the marketplace.
So in the center of every table is a handmade, hand-painted pot. So each one of the tables that were sponsored, the company representative gets to take that home. That's a special thank you from all of us. If you're at a different table, you guys can fight it out for whoever wants to wants to take it home. Also, we have a little pot in there so you can create. I just realized, so there is a plant in there that you can grow on your own. I believe it's a little cactus. But Robert, would you like to have one final word?
I'm seeing all of these people at the tables fighting over pots. No, but seriously, it was a great event this evening. I would like to thank all of you for coming this evening, and a special thanks. And I would like for everyone to give a round of applause to David and his staff for putting this event on. We look forward to doing it again next year.
Not 80 years.
Maybe next year, or maybe we'll do 81. But seriously, the VIP event that they had last night, the golf tournament this morning, this event this evening, it was all a great event, or a culmination of a great event. So thank you, David. Thank you, BBB staff. Everyone have a good evening.
Good point.